Hello YouTube vintage stereo collectors. Okay, this isn't my usual thing, but it is a stereo. It's a Lloyds AM/FM stereo multiplex radio. And back in, I'm trying to think of the year, it was 1980, I believe, I had the realistic version of this. It was a gift for my birthday, but there was some thought behind the gift. My dad was a busy guy, self-employed, and he would always have jobs for my brother and I. And one of those was painting the house. And this house had wood siding, it had galvanized eavesdrops. It was a lot of sanding, priming, painting, fixing. It would take a few weeks to do the house. And the wooden ladders, oh, you had to have a good painting radio. And I see this one here, I see some white dots on it. This is something that's very common. You can pick up this vintage of radio, some with cassettes, some without. The stereo ones are usually more popular for almost nothing. Some people give them away. Some take them to the thrift store and they're for like $10. I haven't tried this one yet. I'm going to plug it in. And let's see what we get out. I expect a bit of crackle. I'm just going to plug it in. It has a cord in the compartment. There's power, balance, volume. No way.
وصل لغاية 15.
Yeah, this thing works great. A little noisy. The antenna's not even all the way up. How about the AM? Not getting a lot on AM. Well, this is actually kind of interesting. I didn't expect it to work that well. I'm not going to play any songs particularly long because of copyright. It's locking in the stereo.
105.3 Virgin Radio. I'm Ray. Thank you so
No.
much for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
I've never had one of these apart, this exact model. But actually, this summer I picked up a GE AM/FM stereo cassette, new in the box, had never been used. And I'll bet you it's very similar construction. It uses ICs in the FM section, especially for FM stereo. So we're coming into a thing in the late 70s, early 80s where it was becoming cheaper to make radios. And they're smaller and lighter. And you're looking at this laughing. Actually, without batteries, this is, I'd say, about 3 or 4 pounds. Because they'll have some fairly decent speakers in there. One thing, as you see before, very clean battery compartment. I'm just trying to see how many cells this takes. So this takes D cells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, it looks like 5 D cells. And then there's a little area in here to stash the cord. And this is what's kind of neat about this one. This is actually why I bought it, believe it or not. A 1/4-inch stereo headphone jack on the side. That's what caught my eye on this one. And it made me remember that realistic that I got for my birthday. And I actually used it, my car had an AM radio in it. And I didn't have enough money for a car stereo. So I took it with me with batteries to play, like if I was going to somebody's house, to, have a couple beers or whatever, take this radio along. And it actually lasted quite a while. And then I moved on to a cassette one, and of course got into more and more stereo equipment. But these, I think, this is all I'm saying, still have a place. Okay? And I'll tell you a really funny thing I heard on the radio a few years ago. This is like maybe, well, I won't say what show it was, but it was a comedian who had once had his own late night TV show, Canadian comedian, who was doing spots on radio commercials and fill-in work on a Toronto radio station. And then just kind of things just went bad for him. And then he passed away in 2024. And he was had his shows called Ask Mike Anything. And so I'm eating lunch, and somebody calls on the show and he says, Mike, I'm having trouble with my Alexa or Google thing, one of those things. He said, I can get on the internet, but I can't stream your station. I don't know how I'm supposed to listen. And he said, buddy, I have a solution for you. Really simple. Is there a thrift store in your neighborhood? He goes, yeah, there's a couple of them actually. I live downtown. He goes, go to a thrift store and find one of those 1970s radios. Because any of them will have AM to tune into our station. And he said, put some batteries into it, tune it to our station, and turn it on and listen to it. That was his solution to his streamer not streaming. I thought it was so funny. And this actually, I just want to ask anybody who has a garage radio or a radio they can take out onto the patio, do you still do that? Do you still listen to a portable radio outside, like while you're working on stuff, or in the garage, or wherever? Anyway, my plan on this one is, I'm going to spray the controls, get them sound a little better, clean it off a bit. There's quite a bit of dust on it. I think this was somebody's painting and garage radio. Oh, it's got labels on the bottom. Model NN6795. Lloyds International. Let's see what I can find, what year it is. The one I got, I was pretty sure it was summer 1980. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching and listening. First video of the year. And we're going to do this one, and then I'm going to move on to some bigger things. Thanks for watching and listening.